Alright, hello guys and welcome back to Borderlands 2 Community Patch 3.1. So today we are talking about Axton, so we'll reset his skill points, and as always, if you want to follow the creator himself or download the community patch for yourself, the links will be in the description down below. Alright, so obviously Axton's one of those characters that has always needed a lot of changes, and 3.0 and 3.1 are no different. He still has a ton of changes that needed to be done, so we'll try to get through them as fast as we can for you guys. So we'll first put a point in the Saber turret, just so we can work down the skill trees. And first we are going to work down Gorilla. So we'll put points in Ready to get some reload speed, Willing, and first skill that changed is Scorched Earth. It adds multi-rocket pods to your Saber turret and gives Axton explosive damage. So 22 rockets per volley and explosive damage 10%. So obviously the explosive damage is new, but this is a skill that a lot of people picked up. So it is a nice little buff for, I would say, almost all Axton players. So next we'll work our way down even further, and we come to Double Up. This adds a second gun to your Saber turret and changes both guns to fire slag rounds. Slagged enemies take additional damage from all non-slag attacks. Also, it increases the damage of your Saber turret. So, turret damage plus 30%. So this is actually pretty big change. An additional 30% turret damage is very nice. And obviously it wasn't there before. So this is a skill basically everyone also picks up for the slag round. So getting some additional turret damage doesn't hurt. Next we'll work down the gunpowder tree to Overload. And for Overload, we have to go back to 2.0, where originally the skill was plus 10%, or I guess before 2.0, originally the skill was plus 10% magazine size with assault rifles. In 2.0, that was changed to plus 5% magazine size with all weapons. And now that was buffed even further to plus 7% magazine size with all weapons per point. So it's a nice little change. Having it work with all weapons is basically mandatory. It's a must. So we'll keep working our way down. So next skill that changed is Duty Calls. Back in 2.0, fire rate was changed to crit damage and gun damage was changed to 10%. Obviously a slight nerf in 3.0. 10% was too much. That'd give 50% extra damage with non-elemental guns. So they put it down to 8%. You can still get it very high. It still does a lot more damage with non-elemental weapons. Just needed a slight little tweak to make it more balanced, which seems weird talking about Axton, that like some of his skills are getting nerfed now because they're too strong. What a weird place he's in. And finally we'll talk about nuke. So deploying your Saber turret sets off a small nuclear blast, also increases action skill cooldown rate. So obviously the cooldown rate is brand new. Getting the plus 20% is really nice. I actually like using the nuke now. It's such good crowd control, how it pushes people back and does pretty decent damage with the buff to its dot and damage and now cooldown rate. So it's a worthwhile skill. So it's nice that they're actually changing the end skills for a lot of Axtons. Alright, so now we'll work our way down the survival tree where we'll talk about the Phalanx Shield. Your Saber turret projects a protective shield. The shield attempts to block enemy ranged attacks but lets friendly ranged attacks pass through. Enemy movement and melee damage are not affected. Also increases Axton's shield capacity. And you can see shield capacity plus 20%. So this is another cool change. And you have to remember in 2.0 as well, the capacity was doubled. So it's a really awesome thing. Like Axton now gets a shield boost. The shield capacity was doubled back in 2.0. So you might want to check out Phalanx Shield if you haven't before. And see, it might be worthwhile now. Alright, so we'll keep going. We're looking for Last Ditch Effort, which 2.0 changed gun damage to weapon swap speed as 12% per point. In 3.0 it reverted back to gun damage for Last Ditch Effort. So you can see just damage right there, and for a while it was weapon swap speed, which take it or leave it. Damage is way better, and this happens in Fight for Your Life with Last Ditch Effort. So it's a nice little change. And now we just have to talk about Crisis Management. You gain increased gun damage and damage reduction while your shields are depleted. It gives gun damage plus 7% and damage reduction plus 6%. This actually used to be in the Gorilla skill tree where Resourceful is, which increases action skill cooldown by 5% per point. These were switched, which makes a lot of sense because the Gorilla skill tree is all about boosting your Saber turret, so it's cool that they kind of did this. And Crisis Management works while your shields are depleted, which makes sense in the survival tree. So that's another change I like, so we'll just go put some skill points in. So overall, Axton, he's needed a lot of work to begin with and will continue to need a lot of work just because of how he always underperformed up until this point, and developers really didn't show him too much love. Like, they kept some characters way overpowered, and they almost didn't do anything to Axton when he did need changes like this just to stay viable, because he does have people that play him out there. So if you guys haven't seen 2.0 yet, I know I'm saying this at the very end, check out my old video, download the community patch. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.